Why are they so tiny?
We're live.
We're trying to make that thumbnail, and the viewing's like that. Yeah. It's like we had to make out in order to get in the frame. Oh, wow. Hey, that's the most action I got today. Maybe even this week. What up, everybody? We're doing this live.
We're back. It's been a few weeks. Wow. We've been busy.
We've been so crazy busy, man.
It's been a rough time, but we're back. We're hype. We just got out of Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, which is a terrible name.
Wait till we get to that. Fallen Kingdom. Yeah, what was the Fallen Kingdom? Was it the
Fallen Kingdom is our world?
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert. Jeff Goldblum's in this. Spoiler alert. What have we been up to? We saw some stuff. We just didn't make videos for various reasons. We saw Solo. I liked Solo.
I had a good time.
Well, we made a video for that, and it got blown up, right? Your phone got blown up.
Yeah, something happened where my phone didn't record it.
That's why we're doing this live, because you can't.
Yeah.
You got to see this now. We saw Solo. Solo was a totally fine movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I love Star Wars. I liked seeing more Star Wars tales. You know, like, just a quick thing that annoyed me. I hated that, spoiler alert, Darth Maul shows up at the end.
Stupid.
And he had to break out his lightsaber because you can't have a Star Wars movie without lightsabers. It's so frustrating to me that it always revolves around Jedi. Like, you know, it's so... I like lightsabers, I get it. Jedi are an interesting thing, but that's not what's so great about Star Wars. What's great about Star Wars is that it's an interesting and unique environment. Stop putting fucking lightsabers and everything, man.
We don't need it. We did not need it throughout the entire thing. It's, you know, as Red Letter Media says, you can't have Star Wars without the fucking lightsabers.
Right.
Lightsabers.
Yeah.
Solo, though, I mean, during the movie we joked a little bit about, like, there were so many, like, little wink, nod things that were like, oh, here's the dice that you saw in the movie that you just watched, and here's, like, oh, there was just so many, like, it wasn't even Easter eggs. If there was little hidden Easter eggs, but they were so overt with them, it wasn't even fun.
I think, it's what I find very interesting is that some people think that a movie's really subtle, and some people think it's very blatant. And it's weird. It's like a weird litmus test for what kind of person you are. I wasn't. There was a couple groan moments. You're like, oh yeah, all right. I guess we're calling him Chewie now, and that's how that goes there. But for every groan, there's an equal amount of like, oh, that's cool. That's how he meets Lando. You know what I mean? Like so.
Also, yeah.
Oh, Lando. Lando's great in that movie. More Lando, please.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I actually spent like $20 in Star Wars Battlefield 2 or Star Wars Battlefront 2 last night.
Yeah.
Just so I can play as Donald Glover as Lando.
That's hot. You're the only person on the face of the planet still playing that game. Was it Baron? It was like just shooting trees.
me just popping Ewoks in the face.
Yeah, you were like a little kid who gets a BB gun and just like doesn't have any actual friends, so he just shoots trees in the backyard.
That wasn't that bad.
Yeah. So Solo, is 8 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10, somewhere in there.
The Melissa McCartney, the JJ movie, the Google movie. Did we already talk about that one?
Yeah, we did a video on that.
We
definitely did a video on that. Yeah,
we talked about that one. We saw Action Park.
Action Park. Yeah, very funny story with that. We tried to see it like 4 times, and the movie just doesn't exist.
It didn't for a while.
Yeah. We actually sat down in the theater, and then nothing played. So we talked to my buddy at the movie theater, and he's like, "Yeah, there's no movie loaded. There's no movie loaded in. We don't know what the fuck happened there."
And we saw Solo.
So that's why we saw Solo. And then we bought. Oh, Action Park. What do you think? What do you think of Action Park?
I actually really enjoyed Action Park. I mean, it's a Johnny Knoxville movie. I honestly feel like it is actually like a meta documentary slide with like via fire hose, because it needs to be more popular because he needs to keep on increasing the. And now he's just kind of like he's telling the entire thing is told through a story to his granddaughter, which. He's kind of like, he's just recollecting the past. So it's like, oh, yeah. I mean...
Did he write that? I feel like he didn't even write Action Park.
I'm sure he had a hand in it. I don't think...
Maybe. It's not very hard to write, and then I fall down a ladder.
Yeah. But, I mean, I can go in more depth, but, I mean, honestly, we don't need to. It's Action Park. You've seen the trailers.
Yeah, you saw the movie.
You know what it is.
My problem with Action Park, I didn't dislike Action Park. It was like a totally fine movie. I feel like it didn't really know what it wanted to be. It kind of wanted to be like that Adventureland, like reminiscent of the past type movie. It kind of wanted to be a Jackass movie. It kind of wanted to be like an Animal House type thing. Like, It was a lot of movies crammed into one, but it didn't do any of them well, in my opinion. Chris Pontius was really good in it.
Oh yeah, he stole the show on that one.
He really
oh
did.
Man, he was great.
So like Action Park was totally fine. If it's on HBO and you're bored with Saturday night, it's fine, but I wouldn't seek it out.
I'd say it's like a nice, like, you know, I'm gonna steal this phrase, a nice hangover movie. You pop it on, you know, if it's on like HBO or something, you just, you know, you're on the couch, just kind of banged up from the night before. You're watching people get hit in the nuts. You laugh. You take a little nap. You wake up. You see
I miss Jackass. Like I miss that in this space. Maybe YouTube's killed it. You know, like every idiot can hurl themselves off of a fucking roof into a pool now. You know, or whatever. Back then it was novel. You know, like the idea that Bam Margera was filming him and his friends riding and, you know, slamming into walls and shopping carts was novel. Now, every idiot with a phone can do that. So maybe Jackass just played itself out. You know, but half of Jackass was the personalities. I liked. I mean, obviously, you know, Ryan Dunn passed, but I liked Ryan Dunn. I liked Bam Margera. I liked Johnny Knoxville. I liked Steve-O. I liked all those people. I liked that they were doing those things, not necessarily just what they were doing.
Yeah, not that they were doing it. It's watching them do it.
But I feel like kids these days can't make distinctions, and I hate the kids these days, but I think it's true. I don't think that they care who is doing it. I think they just care that people are doing it.
Yeah, if I want to see a dude throw his, and that's another thing too. Like watching these guys be friends and do this to each other, makes a lot of sense.
For sure.
There's no hate or malice behind it. It's just like, hey, this is gonna be funny.
And maybe that exists. I don't know what a Yogs cast is, but maybe that's like, you know, or Smod. I don't know what those things are, but maybe they are slamming each other with bricks. I don't know.
I think that's all just Minecraft.
Oh.
So moving on to our main event for today, we're going to talk about. We're talking about Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Oh, wait, no. We also bought tickets to see Gotti.
Oh yeah, we did.
Which was going to be our first 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. Except we were in Long Island at the time. And when we got there, the motherfucker was like sold out. So we got there and our only options were the front row of Gotti.
Pass.
A John Travolta movie that got a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. But we just happened to be in like the cradle of interest. It's like a bunch of people who might have personally known Gotti.
I'm pretty sure everyone in that crowd was Gotti.
That was his family. The reality crew was there. We're making that part up. But like, Ty and I walked in, and it smelled like smoke, and we were like, "This is not happening."
Yeah,
like the movie theater reeked of smoke.
We looked at each other and was like,
we just left.
Sadly, we passed.
Yeah, sadly we did use our movie pass on it, so now we can never see Gotti in theaters unless we pay for it.
Pass.
I'll do it.
I will say, Your Movie Sucks did a great mini review on it.
Yeah.
And it talks about the 0% that it has, where people they're counting like 2.5 out of 5 out of 4s as negative reviews.
I found so Rotten Tomatoes I have real problems with. It's I already don't like them in general. We do it as a metric because it's funny and simple.
Yeah.
But what was it? What were we thinking of seeing? Uncle Drew had a 2.5 out of 5 on one of them. Like that was the rating it got, and they still certified it fresh. Which, I mean, that seems suspect to me. And you know, he's saying Gotti 2.5 out of 4, and they're splatting it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Sure. Whatever. I don't get Rotten Tomatoes, so fuck it.
So Jurassic World.
Yes, Jurassic World. What we saw today
just got out.
Oh boy.
So it's fresh in our minds. I have never seen a movie that dared me to like it. Every single time I was like, okay, this is getting kind of interesting. I'm enjoying this a little bit. They just did something to completely fuck it up.
I hated this movie. I hated this movie. I think this is my least favorite movie that we've seen for Bad Movie Friday.
When I looked over, anytime I was like, I laughed a little bit, and some things were just so fucking stupid. I yelled, "Fuck you" at the screen.
Yeah.
Like through the entire last half of the movie. It's just so dumb.
Yeah, the last half of the movie is a real fucking plotter. The first half is not good. It's fine. Like,
it's a movie.
It's a movie with dinosaurs and explosions. The second half is...
It's a fucking auction.
Yeah,
with rich people and a mini Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Who is trying to sell dinosaurs, and then I think they expect us to cheer when he gets eaten by a dinosaur.
Yeah, but who cares?
I don't care.
That's the problem. There's a million problems with this movie.
A million.
But that's like an inherent problem I have with this. So in the first Jurassic Park, you never quite knew who was gonna make it. Like, you felt real peril, and in a weird way is because they didn't have any tremendous stars in it. Like, Samuel Jackson was a star, and like Sam Neill was in movies, like he's a name you knew, but he wasn't a star. He wasn't a Brad Pitt.
I think when you first started, it's like, all right, Sam Neill, they're introducing him first. It's obvious he's going to be like your main protagonist, and then it's like, oh, Samuel L. Jackson. Ooh, I remember him from something.
Yeah.
Oh my God, was he Newman yet? Was it?
Well, yeah, he was Newman.
He was
but I don't
Newman?
think anyone ever in the history of the planet was like, oh my God, Newman's in this.
I know, but it's like, well, he's kind of a thing.
Yeah, I guess he's a thing, but like.
So it's like anybody could just get aced
Right.
at any point because you're on an island where dinosaurs are breaking loose.
Right. And like Jeff Goldblum's a star too, I guess. But Jeff Goldblum gets injured early in that movie, so like it sort of sets a precedent that you know what, you don't know who's going to make it. There's real tension in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
This movie had 100% zero tension.
It doesn't matter.
Maybe one of like the college could die, I guess. But like they're the only endearing parts of the movie, so you're not going to do that.
Yeah, they introduced this like total nerd, and Greg's like, this guy's written by a nerd.
Yeah, there's a lot of lines, like subtle lines in this movie that only a nerd would say.
Yeah, it's very much like he's like, is the T-Rex dead? T-Rex has got to be dead by now, right?
Right.
And then the other girl's like, well, like imagine a Neanderthal, a caveman. You know, you put him, he had like a lifespan of 20 years, but you bring him in now with health care and good meals, he can live 5 times that.
Who directed this? Do we know?
No one I care about.
But yeah, I'm real curious.
J.R. something?
J.A. something?
And then he's just like, oh, so yeah, T-Rex is dead. Well, he's trying to convince himself. He's a nerd. And it's like, he was a fun character. I expected him to get, I expected him to die when they first introduced him, but then they endeared him to you so much.
Yeah, there's no way. And then he disappeared throughout the movie.
Yeah.
He must have had other engagements.
Like, just do a thing, movie. Make something happen. Nothing happens.
Yeah. Boy. What did you do? Career. Oh, no, that's all we want. We want filmography.
Yeah, I cannot emphasize how much this movie does not want you to like it. They give you dinosaurs and explosions. There's a great moment in the first, like, half of the movie where I'm sure it was in the trailers. They're all running away from a giant volcano exploding. Chris Pratt's like going around this bubble car, and this like big like angry like Allosaurus, whatever it is like, "Rawr, I'm gonna get you." And then the T-Rex just shows up, kills that thing, and then roars as the island explodes, which was an absolute trailer shot.
Yeah, it was in the trailer. It was the last thing you saw in the trailer.
Yeah.
I've seen all this though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, this is the 5th Jurassic Park, and I know they rebranded it and this is a soft reboot and everything, but like, in a weird way, these callbacks are more egregious to me than they were in Solo, because Solo was sort of like a wink and a nod.
This is just like, this is what you want.
Right, and this is like, you all liked this in 1994, you're going to like it now, 24 years later. So, because it was cool. Remember how cool that is? Remember the reaction you got the first time the T-Rex like came into screen and looked at you with the eye? We have that. We did in the last movie, we did in this movie. Everyone on the face of the planet saw the last movie and they loved it, so let's just do more of that.
Yeah, but you don't. They didn't do more of that. If you just give me Unsure with a running from dinosaurs and everything's exploding and there's more dinosaurs,
yes,
I'm in.
That could have been the entire movie. The entire movie could have been a race to the boat as they are as the volcano is exploding around them and it keeps impeding them. Like, they find a truck. Awesome. All right, we're fine. We're going to make it, guys. Well, like, as they run up to the truck, a lava thing falls on it and explodes.
This should have been Dante's Peak with dinosaurs.
Legit. You're making a joke and it's the truth.
No, I'm not making a joke. I'm legit saying this is what this should have been. Instead, it was half of a fun movie and then
yeah, it was half of a mediocre movie.
Yeah.
And then the second half is they're doing like a horror movie type thing. So I looked it up. The guy who directed this is actually not a terrible director. He did a movie called The Orphanage in 2007, which is it was produced by Guillermo del Toro. It was right after Pan's Labyrinth came out and made a lot of comparisons to it. Totally spooky, like Spanish language.
Are you thinking about the same movie? Because
Why not?
The Orphan was the Guillermo del Toro one. The
No.
Orphanage.
You're incorrect. The Orphan was the one with the old lady who was a kid. This is The Orphanage. The Spanish language one.
Oh, yep, okay. I was wrong on that one. I'll take the hit.
Yeah, like The Orphanage is a tremendous movie, and in a very strange way, parallels the end of this movie. It's like a creepy house with a monster of some sort, like stalking a child. Like,
Oh, I hate that scene so much.
this movie turns into like a very strange, like it tries to be like a creepy horror movie, but it's not because there's no drama in it.
Yeah, there's no thrills in your thriller. There's no chills in your chiller. There's no action in your action movie.
The
What was the body count in this?
3.
4?
There's Donald Trump. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. The bad guy.
Oh yeah. The dude on the on the island at the beginning.
Yeah,
Who,
oh,
like
I wasn't there for
Blue
that.
kills someone.
Oh,
and then
Blue kills a guy.
So, like 5 people.
Right.
And
This movie was PG-13, right?
Yeah.
This was a pretty violent movie. They said shit once, and then they stifled another shit. What the fuck is happening? This is a mildly violent movie with one shit in it. PG, man. This is a PG
this is
movie.
PG.
This is a PG movie.
Yeah, I knew what the Rotten Tomato score was going in. This is why we picked this movie.
It's a 50, which is surprisingly the worst movie playing right now. Worse than Tag, worse than Uncle Drew. A Pepsi commercial with Kyrie Irving in old man makeup. This got worse than Uncle Drew.
For I'm sure good reasons.
A Pepsi commercial. That's like somebody picking a bag of Doritos over Jurassic World. I would have picked a bag of Doritos. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, I retract that statement.
I mean, what else can we say? I went into this with no expectations. I've not read any reviews. I've not seen any reviews.
Either.
The only thing I heard, I listened to the We Hate Movies podcast, and one of those guys saw the like a preview of this, and he was reviewing it a little bit, like as they were doing a Jurassic 3.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yep.
And he was like, this next movie's fucking awful.
Oh.
And this movie, I can't, like, all right, let's just go back to red. Where we go? Where we landing?
Oh. I have another point. We can review it if you want.
I'm just saying, I'm going bad on this.
Yeah, no, we're distinctly in the bad. This is legit my least favorite movie we've seen. This movie is made for idiots, like actual literal dumb people. And maybe the audience, and I think the movie suffered for that. Oh, I have 2 points actually.
All right.
So everybody and their mother saw Jurassic World. It made like $2 billion. It's like the 3rd highest grossing movie of all time, isn't it? It's like right behind Avatar and Force Awakens.
I don't know if it's that high, but it's
top
top
5. It's top 5 for sure.
It
like
blew up.
Every single person on the planet saw Jurassic World. And I didn't like Jurassic World, but that's fine. So, I don't know if they intentionally dumbed this movie down so like more people would see it, but like everything is either incorrect or, and like a similar problem, but under the same umbrella, spelled out for you so insanely blatantly,
just right in your face,
insulting. So I have
tweaked them a little bit.
Oh yeah! Oh, look at that! You see more of my.
I got my Jack Swagger shirt on.
Oh yeah, get out of here, Jack Swagger.
Get out of here, Jack Swagger.
So, the first half of the movie, the volcano is exploding. Now, a volcano exploded in Hawaii recently. I watched a million videos on it.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
Because it's the coolest thing on the planet. That's that it's unfortunate for.
All right, we're gonna have to finish this up pretty soon.
Okay. It's the coolest thing on the planet, except lava is detrimental just to be near it. Like, if lava was across the parking lot right now, we would feel it. We'd be hot, okay? These people are just like dancing around lava like it's nothing. They're like playing kickball with it and shit. You're all dead. All you motherfuckers, your skin is melted off. Your skin is melted off. You can't breathe because of the gases surrounded it.
Sulfur.
Heat. You're on fire.
Your
dead. Lungs are bleeding now.
Once you are that close to lava, you're done.
You're dead. Not to mention there's like concussive blasts. Like, this is like earthquakes.
This isn't like you know, a rock.
Right,
If
this
you drop a
isn't-
penny from the the Empire State Building, like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is a giant boiling rock exploding from the top of a mountain and falling down right next to you. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa.